Hello everyone, welcome to the Oasis Healing Temple. Thank you for joining me today. For this reading, I wanted to take a look at what's happening behind the scenes. What is it that you're not seeing? So I've covered up the messages, so you have to choose by the card or by the stone that you are drawn to. For pile number 1, we have Ruby Zoisite with this card. For pile number 2, we have Lepidolite. That is with this card. And for pile number 3, we have Garden Quartz with this card. And I chose the little mushrooms because the mushrooms form an intricate network with the soil. You know, when it's under the ground, it's something that you can't see. So I thought it was very symbolic. If you need more time to meditate to choose your pile, just push the pause button. The timestamps are going to be located in the description box below, and I'll see you all at your readings. Welcome to your reading, pile number 1. So you were drawn to this card and the ruby Fushcite mushroom. I think I'm going to keep these in the center of the reading today. So what is it that you're not seeing? What is happening behind the scenes? What is taking place that you are unaware of? I'm going to go ahead and get your cards pulled. Okay, so these cards wanted to come out, and we're going to look at them together in just a moment. Pile number 2. Pile number 1. I just got a tone in my ear. Pile, okay, this one. What is it that pile number 1 is not seeing? What's happening behind the scenes? What's taking place that they can't see? This one. This one. So there's one more in here. Too many. I just need one more, please. Whoa. Okay. Pile number 1. About 6. I just would like 1 or 2, please. Pile number. Perfect. And one final card from this deck for pile number 1. Wow. Okay. Alright, so let's reveal the messages that you were drawn to. Okay, pile number 1, it says, listen within. The answers lie within. Listen to your intuition's quiet voice. So you're being asked right now to maybe take some time out to be with yourself, to center yourself, to kind of just go with the flow. You're being guided. Your angels are around you. There's some type of message or something's taking place behind the scenes. The answers lie within. It's about centering yourself, going within and listening. Listening to your inner voice. Listening to your guides. Let's see. Let's take a look at your tarot. We have the Ace of Air. Okay. Yeah, there's something that's a new beginning, something within the mind. Let's see what else we have. The Queen of Fire, just the Queen of Swords. We have Transformation, High Priestess. Wow, the Empress. And the King of Water. How beautiful. Okay, so there's something that Your guides are asking you to slow down, to take a pause, to take a breath. There's something taking place behind the scenes, and it's something that's going to make you feel more abundant, more secure, more passionate. This could be within a relationship, because I have the Empress and the King coming through. Actually, we have the King and a Queen. So for some of you, this will apply. This could be with a relationship. Some of you, this has to do with the way that you communicate to yourself, the voice that you have within, learning to listen to your higher self, listening to your heart, not some old programs, old belief systems. Yeah, we have the High Priestess. There's some cleansing and transforming that's taking place in the mental body. Yeah, some healing is occurring behind the scenes. Healing is taking place. Perhaps you're being asked to nurture yourself, have patience with yourself, listen to your own intuition, free yourself from some tape, from some feeling of maybe not feeling worthy. Maybe you are worried that something's not going to work out. And your guides want you to know to have confidence in yourself, have determination. There's this new beginning coming in for you. Something is ending and something new is beginning. And you're going to understand why the things took place the way that they did, and how they were all leading up to this moment of this beautiful creation. Something that comes from your heart is about to manifest for you. Something's coming in that's going to give you that solid foundation, something that's dependable, something that you can rely on, something that's very abundant and fruitful. I feel like it's something that's going to provide, safety and security for future generations and for your family. Yeah, there's this ending. The time is coming in. There's going to be maybe, I feel like this lightning was speaking to me, some aha moment. Something's going to come in, some inspiration, some like, wow, I had no idea. This is what I've been looking for, or now I understand why things, worked out the way they did, or maybe I need to make there's some internal shifts that need to take place, some different perspectives, a higher perspective, maybe the way that you're looking at something and way you have been looking at something. I feel like it's going to shift. And because you are shifting, because of this shift, it's going to bring in this happy ending, this fulfillment, this satisfaction. Yeah, something that is, near and dear to your heart. You're going to feel empowered. You're going to feel motivated. Perhaps it's something that you've been manifesting for a long time. Yeah, notice. Excuse me. That was my dog just got up and it scared me. Okay, let's see. We have Raphael. Yeah, there's the healing coming through. And it says clarity of vision. That's that understanding that I was seeing. You might not be understanding and seeing how things are going to play out, but there's this beautiful clarity that's going to come in for you, and you're going to have this complete understanding of why things needed to occur in the way that they occurred. It's all about divine timing. And Raphael says, be willing to see things differently, to initiate healing and experience wholeness. Listen to your heart, listen to your guides, go within, comfort yourself, release and let go of anything that's blocking you or hindering you or preventing you from moving forward, from having, a compassionate heart, and from knowing that you are worthy and deserving of this beautiful abundance and this happy relationship for those of you where this is in regards to a relationship and partnership. There's going to be compassion and understanding. You're going to find somebody who's trustworthy that you can have a family with and create a future with. Okay. I love how the Caduceus staff came out here with the Queen of Fire, you know, with Raphael, who's a healer. So you are healing this belief that you are unworthy in some way, or that this is impossible. And you're leaning into your wisdom, leaning into your intuition, and being inspired by what it is that you are offering to yourself. Yeah, you are bowing your head down. You are giving yourself this love, giving yourself this appreciation, telling yourself that you are beautiful and that you are worthy. And it's creating such a big shift. We also have Archangel Raguel. I think that's how you say it. Waves of healing, more confirmation of healing. Be open and vulnerable, and this will initiate healing and harmonious resolution. Okay, so maybe some of you, for those of you, take what resonates. These are collective readings, and there's many of you listening to these readings, so take what message is for you and leave the rest. But with some of you where this is a relationship, it's about coming into balance and understanding that sometimes some things aren't meant to be, you know, and at the time, maybe this person was meant to be with you on the path for a certain amount of time to learn lessons, to teach each other lessons back and forth, because we're always learning, and we learn the most through relationships. And you could have been learning something through this relationship, and now those lessons have been learned, and it's time to move forward on both ends. So it's understanding that everybody has a path that we must walk. And sometimes people come into our life for a lifetime, and sometimes it's just for a spell, for a month, for a week, for a visit, just to, you know, offer some words of inspiration, you know. So just be open, pile number 1. We have the sun with strength. Yeah, there's the dawn, this new beginning. It says empowerment, heart chakra opening, compassion, happiness, truth revealed. Nice. Yeah, there's going to be this beautiful awakening. You're going to start seeing things with so much clarity. And you're going to be so thankful how everything worked out. And you will understand that everything did work out in your favor. And that your guides have been protecting you. Look, you have renewal and spark. Yeah, your heart's opening. You're going to start having this I don't know, how do I say this? I want to say invigoration, you know, but it's more like excitement and renewed faith and trust and happiness. And it says new life, fresh starts, rejuvenation. There we go. Healing after a crisis, and the sacral chakra. Yeah, there's this emotional cleansing that's coming in for you as well, pile number 1. So we have the sun, and we have renewal with the water. There's a lot of water coming in. So go with the flow. Allow these emotions to just move through you. Allow them to be your truth, but don't hold on to them. Just allow them to flow. Allow this shift to take place, and now allow this new beginning. So that might be something that you're not seeing. You're not seeing that there is healing that is taking place, because you have, you know, it's once you are aware of the pattern or the belief or the truth, you can't unsee it. You know, there's no denying what you've witnessed or what you felt and what you've been through. So we have this so it's coming to that place of acceptance and allowing yourself, allow that ending to take place, allow the cleansing to come in and purify you, and you will start to, with this renewed sense of happiness and joy, there's this new beginning coming in. We have temptation and self-deception. Deception, make wise choices. But we have the sacral chakra coming out here. So the sacral chakra is undergoing a cleansing, so just like your heart is. So this could have been, like I said, the cleansing and the healing of, you know, believing in something because we want to see the best and we can see the potential even when the individual or the situation isn't living up to that potential. You know, we can want and wish and, you know, pray for somebody to change or to see, you know, their own potential even, and that they could live up to becoming this person that you can see in their heart. But at the time that, you know, you're together, they're not living up to that highest potential. You know, they're still going through their life lessons as well. And sometimes some people, they drag their feet through their lessons, you know, like they're not getting it. Sometimes they just don't want to do the work. They don't want to improve. They don't really see, you know, anything wrong with the situation, because as far as they're concerned, they're probably getting their needs met, whereas you aren't. You're trying to get them to meet you, and they're not willing to. They're too self-involved. And, you know, no matter how much we love an individual and pour our heart into them and try to get them to see how much we love them and see how worthy we are, they just, you know, they can't. They're blinded. So like I was saying, once you see the truth of something, you can't unsee it. There's no going back. You know, there's only this forward movement. And so at the time, I feel like your heart and your emotional body is going through a cleansing right now. We have the unicorn. Success, hope, freedom, and healing and magic are all available to you if you just believe. So you have more healing coming through. And this is card number 33. And this is a master teacher. This is a high level of spiritual understanding. It's also connecting to the Christ consciousness, you know, and our higher self guiding us. So it's beautiful. And see, yes, exactly, your higher self is guiding you. And, you know, the unicorns, they have that open third eye, and they're so pure and innocent. You know, they're very high vibrational beings. And they only come to those who are pure of heart. So, like I was saying, as much as we love someone and pour our heart into somebody, it doesn't mean that they're going to see and acknowledge you as the being that you are if they're stuck in their own, you know, chaos and their own shadows and their own fears, you know. But that doesn't mean you have to hold yourself back waiting for another individual. You deserve more. You deserve that understanding. You deserve to have someone who's trustworthy. You deserve to have somebody who values you and respects you and loves you. We have the dragonfly transformation. Have confidence during this time of great joy, renewal, and connection to spirit. There's that beautiful transformation, you guys. You're going to be stepping into your power, into your truth, letting this go, having faith, knowing that you can create, you know, your own happiness. And your final card says Archangel Michael. Wow, you have both. I work with Archangel Michael and Archangel Raphael so much, and he wields the sword of truth, you know, and he helps us to set healthy boundaries and to cut cords to the past so that we can move forward, so we're not recycling in the same energies and the same patterns anymore. It says you are safe, angels stand close, surrender your concerns and allow a miracle to occur. So let go, pile number 1. Surrender to the flow of the tides of where you're being guided, because you're going to land on your feet. Trust your guides. The veil is opening. You're going to be able to see the truth. You're going to see things with such clarity, and you're going to understand and trust in your higher self. You're going to trust in Source Creator even more so, because you will be able to look back on this and saying, oh my goodness, thank you God. I just avoided like a lifetime of pain or struggle or disappointment, you know. You're always being guided to your highest good because you deserve that, pile number one. I'm going to get you a final card. Pile number one, please. What do you want them to know about what they're not seeing? Sorry about that, guys. My dog started barking. They heard something outside. So your card is self-love. I love that for you. Today, I love myself fully. I accept myself exactly as I am. I am able to recognize my own divinity and to appreciate the purity of my soul. I take the time to care for myself. I enjoy myself. I nourish myself. I'm kind to myself. I'm grateful for who I am. I love that. And look, we have this flowing of water. And there's this woman who is receiving this, you know, beautiful download, this protection from Source, this guidance from Source. You are being guided. Allow yourself to heal. Allow yourself to be nurtured by your own love, by your own protection, by your own heart, and by your guides. Definitely work with Raphael, Raguel, and Archangel Michael since they came through here on your reading. They are the ones supporting you during this shift and this change right now. All right, pile number one. This was what is taking place behind the scenes, which you are currently not seeing. I hope that you resonated with this reading. Thank you so much for being here. Please like and subscribe if you feel like sharing your story. I would love to hear from you guys. If you don't know what to say, just let me know. Pile number one was your reading. Sending y'all so much love. Y'all take care and have a blessed day. Welcome to your reading, pile number two. So you guys were drawn to the Lepidolite. So we're going to take a look at what you don't see, what is taking place behind the scenes, and we will reveal this card in just a moment. I'm going to go ahead and get some cards for your reading. Let's start with the tarot. Pile number two, please. What doesn't pile number two see? What's taking place behind the scenes? This one. This one. Pile number two. What is going on? Any more cards for pile number two? The Lepidolite. This one. Okay, let's start with those. These here. Let's get some intuition cards. Ooh. That's a lot. I get a couple archangels. Pile number two, please. What do they not see? Let's do one of these. Thank you. And one of these. Guys, it is fixing to rain, or at least it's threatening to rain, so I apologize if you hear the background noise, but I find it very soothing and peaceful. All right, we have your cards. Let's reveal your message here. Okay, so we have deep reflection. Through deep reflection, profound intuitive insights emerge. Okay. So what I sense from this card here is that you're being asked to spend some time in quiet reflection, like spending time alone, in meditation, perhaps in nature. Guys, I just had to pause your video and go outside and take a picture of a double rainbow that's in my front yard. It's so pretty, and I feel like for when things like that happen during readings, there's a message there. So I feel like there's some blessing that is coming in for you, pile number two. And you're being asked to slow down, to pause, to take a break, to relax, bring some calming energy into your space so that those blessings can come in. Okay, so let's see what else your reading wants you to know. So what is it? Some blessing is coming in, something you don't see. What do we have? Wow, look at that 9 of Earth. And look, there's a rainbow. Contentment, luxury, and independence. This is, a solid foundation, the hard work, and reaping the fruits of the labor. She's content. She's looking around her garden and taking in the beauty, and that's why you're being asked to pause, to reflect, to have patience, to receive, because there's this beautiful blessing that's wanting to come into you, and it's going to be something that is very sustaining, very fruitful, long-lasting. This could even be generational wealth, something that lasts a long time, but there's something, that will give you that happiness, that longevity of feeling content in your life. Ooh, we have the 7 of Fire. Yeah, you've been working hard. There might be some people who maybe have been doubting you, or you may have others who maybe don't want to see you succeed or see you be happy. There could be individuals in your life who might not think that you are deserving of this blessing, but you're being asked to, set those healthy boundaries and shine your light anyways. You deserve this. You've earned this blessing. There may be a few challenges, but I feel like you have been very determined. You've been slow and steady, wins the race type of energy, battling up any doubts, any fears, any negativity that says that you're not worthy, that this blessing's not going to come in. Make sure that you are setting up those boundaries within your own heart and within your mind. We have the Ace of Water. Yeah, there's this emotional blessing, and you have to be open in order to receive it and to know that you are worthy and deserving of it. And this is happiness and fostering relationships that are supportive and have been supportive of you during this whole journey. It's celebrating with those who have been there with you to help you while you were planting the seeds in your garden, while you were tilling the soil, while you were weeding the soil. And those are the people who deserve to be a part of this celebration and to be a part of your life, versus those who, couldn't really, they don't want to participate in the hard work. They just want to reap the fruits of your labor, right? What is that mother hen or little hen story where she has the seeds, the corn. She's like, who wants to help me plant the corn? And nobody volunteers. So her and her children go out in the field and they plant the corn. And she asks who wants to help weed the garden, and nobody wants to help. And then it comes harvest time, and, she asks who wants to help me harvest. Nobody wants to help. But then when it comes time to feast and she's got all this food prepared, then everybody wants to come and enjoy the feast. And and then she asks them, did you help in the harvest? Did you help in the weeding? Did you help in the sowing of the seeds? Then you're not, welcome to enjoy the fruits of the labor. It's when you do the work, you deserve the rewards. We have the Knight of Air. Yeah, make sure that you are cutting those cords to anything that makes you feel like you are undeserving and not good enough, or that this blessing isn't coming in, because there may be a little bit of doubt about your hard work paying off. And there's this, the Knight of Air is a quick paced energy, so it's moving in fast, and you can't see it yet, but you need to take, that's why you need to take the time out to rest, to reflect, to pause, and to trust, and to know that these blessings are coming in for you. Wield that sword of truth and know that you are worthy and deserving, and that it's coming in for you. Pile number 2. I'm going to put that here. We have the Hermit coming out. Yeah, it's time for you to go within. Discover that place within you that knows that you are worthy and that you are deserving, and that these blessings are going to come in no matter what. And having faith because you put in the work. You've fought off any of those fears of doubt or worries about it not coming in. And card number 9, that is completion, the closing of chapters and that fulfillment. There's this shift in energy. We have the waning of the full moon, you know, this new beginning that's coming in. That's what you don't see, this new beginning where you're going to feel so content. You're going to feel so happy. This is like financial liberation, financial freedom, having the life of your dreams, doing what you want, being inspired, having those happy, feel-good emotions, you know, and it's something new for you. It's something that you haven't experienced before, because you're so used to having to defend yourself or work so hard or to fight for everything that you have. And you're being asked to pause, to slow down, to take a breath, to wait. You know, there's strength in the waiting. There's strength in the pause. When you put in the work, you are deserving of the rewards. That is the karmic law, the universal law, give and receive. When you work hard, when you give from your heart, how can you not be worthy of receiving that back? That is the justice, universal justice. All right, let's see. Ooh, I didn't mean to draw these extra cards, but because that was the card for the reading. Oh well, you're special. So we have the Mirror of Truth. Intuition reflects the truth like a mirror. Trust what you perceive. Yeah, while you're being asked to go within, to reflect, to pause, right? See the truth. See who you are. See the truth of who you are. Know that you are worthy, that you are deserving, that these blessings are coming in, this happiness, this abundance, this miracle, this new beginning is coming in for you, pile number 2. We have dream guidance. Dreams reveal deep intuitive messages, unlock their meaning. So your guides may be communicating to you through your dreams. Before bed, I can suggest you maybe speaking to your guides and asking for guidance and support, helping you to remove any doubt, remove any fears of your blessings coming in, remove any doubts of not feeling worthy or good enough of receiving these blessings, your happy ending. We have intuitive healing. Make sure my camera is recording. Okay, good, yes. It says your intuition guides you towards deeper inner healing. You have a deep connection to the spiritual realm with the cat here. And I feel like, yeah, you're being asked to balance work and rest, making sure that you're taking time out to be in that rest mode so that these blessings can come in. So you're taking time out to nurture yourself and to appreciate and sit back and enjoy the harvest, enjoy the rewards that are coming in. They're going to start flowing in for you, pile number 2. At first it'll be like a little trickle, and then it's going to be like a waterfall, an overflow of happiness and blessings and miracles, support, stability, financial freedom, your independence. Who doesn't want that? We have breakthrough insight. Intuition brings breakthrough insights. Act on them. Okay, so there's a lot of intuitive energies coming through. So your third eye, you're going to start seeing things differently. It is that believing is seeing energy here. Believing, having faith, knowing, and not letting anything stop you or from believing that you are worthy and deserving. It's fighting off those fears, fighting off those doubts. Oof, I'm sorry, I just messed these all up. All right. Let's see what angels want to come through. We have Michael. Spiritual acceleration. You are experiencing spiritual upgrades. Move forward. What was I saying about connection to the spiritual realm? All right, so when you take time out to rest in your meditations, in quiet reflection, perhaps out in nature, or maybe you enjoy walks in the garden, which is so healing and beneficial because it helps to slow our mind and put us in the present moment, where we can make conscious choices, where we are aware of our thoughts and our emotions and our patterns. And so there is some information that's going to be coming in for you. Your guides are working with you while you're sleeping. Some of you may remember your dreams or remember working with your guides, but they're helping you to move forward, helping to speed up these blessings that are coming in for you. But you have to take time to rest, to receive, and to be slow. You know, lepidolite is a very calming, soothing energy because it contains lithium. So it's very sedative, you know, it helps slow us down, brings a calm, peaceful energy to us. So whereas the mind wants to be, you know, always wanting to know how's it going to work, when's it coming, what if this happens, you know, what if it doesn't happen, you know, has all these questions, and, you know, it comes from a place of fear instead of a place of trust and knowing, and knowing that things will shift and align according to divine timing, okay? But there's this forward movement. You have this quick forward moving energy. These blessings are moving in behind the scenes for you. All right, you have Orion manifestation vortex. Woohoo! Focus your energy with unwavering faith to manifest the outcome that you require. How do you like that? It's confirmation for you. In this time of reflection, focus on receiving the energy. Focus on receiving and being grateful for your blessings as if they already are here, because they are. You're just trying to align your vibration, align your energies to being on that particular timeline in that reality. So the more that you can be in a grateful heart, in a place of flow and allowing and knowing and trusting and having faith that everything is according to divine plan, everything is moving forward. I am in an alignment with my manifestations, with my blessings, with my abundance, with my happiness, with my life, with my higher self. The more that you will anchor in that energy, the more you will pull that energy towards you. You will anchor it and ground it here into the present moment, into the now moment, instead of in some future reality. You help ground it here in the now, when you are more in the present moment, in a state of gratitude. And thank you so much for my blessings. Thank you so much for my miracles that I experience every day. Thank you so much for my happiness. Thank you so much for my abundance of love, of laughter, of friendship, of community, of spiritual connection, of financial stability, whatever it is. You know, it's a constant place of gratitude and the present moment for all that you have, so that the universe can bring in more of that. Because the universe wants to give you whatever it is that you want, but it has to match your your vibration. So if you're in a place of, fear of lack, the universe doesn't decipher or say, "Oh, I'm going to give you abundance," when your focus is on lack. If your focus is on lack, then you're just going to be seeing more lack. If your focus is on abundance and happiness and support, you're going to start seeing more of that, because you are pulling that in towards you. It's a magnetic energy, and to get into the magnetic place of receiving, you have to pause, you have to reflect, you have to go within and shift your focus to the inner world, to going within your heart and finding anything that makes you feel or believe that you aren't worthy, or that it's not coming in. Wherever there's a seed of doubt, it's pulling that weed and planting the flower of faith in its place, okay? All right, what do we have? We have illusions and confusion, not seeing clearly, escapism, fantasy, right? This is the illusion of it not coming in, the fear, the doubt that it's not coming in, that you're not going to have this miracle, that you're not going to have this stability or this abundance or this happiness, whatever the case. That is the fear. That's not the truth. And that's the weed that needs to be pulled. We have control. You got to surrender the control, okay? Because like I was saying earlier, the mind wants to, wants to see, it wants to know, it needs to see it to believe it, and that's the ego. And the soul knows. The soul knows. It has faith, it trusts, it's a surrendering, it's a flowing energy. Everything that's meant to be in your life will naturally flow to you. And anything that is in your reality is there for purpose, for reason, for lesson, for truth, for healing. We have the moon. Pay attention to your intuition at this time and move ahead confidently. There you go. Follow your intuition. Follow your divine feminine energies. Listen to your heart. Listen to your inner knowing and trust and have faith, okay? Your guides are speaking to you. There will be signs, and we have the moon coming out by the dream guidance here. So some of you, it may be a call at nighttime to make sure that you're spending time in reflection, before you go to bed. Maybe say some of your mantras or connect to your heart space. And, I do this in the morning and I do it at night every day. And it just keeps me centered in my heart and, where I'm aware, more present with myself, more connected to myself. I listen to my thoughts, I listen to my emotions, and I correct them when they're coming from a place of fear, because I understand where my fear comes from old wounds, and I nurture those fears and I comfort them and guide them to a place of trust and faith. And we have your final card, says Cernunnos, life force. Express your driving passion, sensual and sexual powers are increased. So for me, this is your sacral chakra, right? These are our emotions. Like I was just saying, it's comforting those emotions, coming out of the mind space and coming into our heart space, and correcting and nurturing these fears and understanding where they come from, because it's a fear of something repeating in our life. And when we understand why those fears are there, and they were to teach us lessons, and if you've healed and overcome those lessons, you can comfort those fears from your heart space, and because you understand them and you know where they come from. But it's not a truth. It is a fear. It's an illusion to keep you trapped in a cycle of lack of doubt instead of trust and faith. All right, pile number 2. I'm going to get you a final card to close your reading. If this reading resonated with you, please like and subscribe so that you can be notified when new readings come out. I try to do them as often as I can. I'm sorry if y'all hear my fan. It is very hot in my studio. Can we have a final message for pile number 2? Some comforting guidance as we close their readings. Okay, thank you. All right, you guys, your final message says, a gift from life. Each day, life offers me abundant proof that the universe loves me. Every day, God sends angels to help me. Today, I will receive an angelic message. It may come from someone with whom I speak or from words that I read. I will listen closely, as this message is a divine gift meant to help me make my way in love and maintain my spiritual strength. I love that. So, Source wants you to know to take some time to reflect, and there is a message your guides want to speak to. Your higher self wants to communicate to the younger version of you, your purity, your heart, your innocence, your divine self here. Okay, and your higher self is there to comfort you, to remind you of your truth, of who you are, of how deserving you are, and to be open to receiving, to know your worth and know your value, and to comfort yourself, to let go of the fears, let go of control, and surrender. And know this is your breakthrough moment. It is on its way to you. You're just going to have this big aha moment, this complete awakening, this discovery of self, maybe perhaps discovery of the illusion that's preventing you from seeing this beautiful blessing that is working out behind the scenes, okay? All right, pile number 2, thank you so much for being here. Sending y'all lots of love. If this reading resonated with you, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. You can share with me a little bit about yourself, or how this reading resonated with you, and or just let me know that pile number 2 is your reading. All right, you guys, see y'all later. Have a blessed day. Hi, pile number 3. You guys were drawn to the garden quartz, and I always choose the crystals before the cards, and I love that we have the garden quartz, and there's this beautiful flower that's blooming here. So this is your reading if you were drawn to this image, and we're going to see what is taking place behind the scenes. What don't you see taking place? What's going on? And I feel like there's something growing. Something is about to bloom in your life, and it's something that you've been working on, you've been nurturing, you've been taking care of, or you've been putting your energy into. Let's get some more clarification. I'm going to reveal the message after I get the cards for the reading pool. All right, so let's get some tarot for pile number 3, please. What do they not see? What's taking place behind the scenes for pile number 3, please? Whoa, too many. Let's just get a couple. Pile number 3. This, okay, there's 2. This one, this one. This one, and this one, okay? Pile number 3, sorry. There were 2 cards that wanted to come out. Put these over here. So okay. What's pile number 3? This one. Let's see. What's happening in the pile number 3s? Whoa. Take these 2 here. One more card, and then we'll reveal your message, pile number 3. Pile number 3, please. Guidance from a pile number, okay. Alright, so I'll set these to the side, and then we're going to look at your message. Get it open. None of my other piles stuck. Okay, so something is sticking. We have Silent Whisper. Listen to the whispers within. Intuition quietly reveals the truth. Now, all these piles have been very similar. It's about slowing down, taking a break, resting, trusting, and knowing that your hard work is going to pay off. There's something that's taking place behind the scenes. There's something that's blooming, something that's coming in for you. And you're being asked to listen to your guidance, listen to your intuition, listen to your gut instinct. I'm seeing the solar plexus and the sacral chakra. Go with the flow. Trust your instincts. We have the King of Air. Ooh, yes. This is about knowing. Knowing your worth, knowing your value, having that control over the ego, you know, knowing your value, knowing the truth, seeing the truth. Wow, you got the Queen of Air and the King of Air. Yeah, you're very wise, pile number 3. Very smart, very wise, very respected. I feel like you're very trustworthy. You have an open mind. Ooh, okay. With Silent Whisper, and we have the Air. There's a message that you're being asked to be open and slow down enough to receive with the garden quartz here. Slowing your energies down, taking a pause, taking a rest. I would say any of the piles, you're welcome. If you were drawn to any of the other piles, pile number 1, pile number 2, those, if you were drawn to any of them, I definitely feel a connection here to those. But there is a message, a download, something that's wanting to come in from you, in for you from the higher realms. A message, a download, an understanding, a truth. This could be an activation of some kind. We have the Lovers. Wow. So the King and the Queen of Air, and then the Lovers card here. This balance that you have between your very centered in your energies of heart and mind. There's this, and communication. There's something that needs to be communicated to you or through you, pile number 3. Something behind the scenes. I'm hearing decisions. Oh wow, look at this. We have the 5 of Air, mistakes. Yeah, see, there's this double-edged sword, right? Choices. Maybe there's a fear of making the mistake. Yeah, okay. There's something that needs to shift. Something in your mind, perhaps the way that you see something. A belief that you have. That's not necessarily the truth, which is why you're being asked to pause and to reflect, ground, to go within, to silence the mind, because there's something that the heart needs to communicate to you, something that you're not seeing. We have the Knight of Fire. Okay, so we have confident, passionate, and adventurous. Oh, so maybe there is a soulmate that's trying to come in for you. Maybe there's, because what I sense from this, take what resonates, you guys, but I do feel an energy of somebody wanting to have a relationship with someone who's very, perhaps you've been dating for a while, you've been contemplating it, you've been trying to decide if this individual is someone that you want to make a commitment with, and you're assessing the situation. Perhaps you have been going over the pros and the cons, perhaps comparing them to a past relationship. You have this individual looking to the past, over her shoulder. So I feel like it is, being suspicious perhaps of someone doing you wrong, or treating you in an unfair way, or having an unfair advantage. Perhaps you're afraid of making a mistake, afraid of committing to this individual. But I feel like this person, they're rushing ahead towards you. It seems like they're excited and they're happy and they're, passionate about having this relationship with you. Or you're wanting to have somebody who is, passionate, or you want somebody who's of equal, measure. That shared vision, that shared love, shared focus, shared passion, shared experiences with. Who's your match, your partner, who's as strong as you are, who is as wise as you are, who's knowledgeable, who's spiritual, who has an open heart, who's happy and funny and passionate. But I feel like you're being asked to go within, connect to your heart, but there's this blooming passion within. And then we have the Five of Earth. And there's some doubt of worthiness, doubt of not being good enough, perhaps feeling like this person isn't supportive. It's about feeling left out in the cold, or worrying too much. A lot of mental energy. You've been thinking a lot, contemplating a lot, thinking about your move, thinking about the next move. Maybe trying to find a way to connect, to reach out, for connection. Or to even share your truth, to vocalize, to speak how you feel to this individual. Perhaps there's a fear that you're not good enough, or that they're going to turn you down, or that they're going to reject you in some way. But there's this growth, there's this blooming. Let's see what else we have. We have Metatron, heaven to earth. Your current situation is in alignment with your mission on earth. Okay, so Metatron, yeah. Metatron is the balance of the masculine and feminine energies. We have the heaven to earth. There's that solid connection. It's balanced, it's stable, it's in an alignment. This is, there may be a little bit of fear of, of heartache or heartbreak because of past situations, I feel. Let's see, who else? We have Raziel. The inner workings. There are hidden truths below the surface. Dig deeper. Okay, so I love that I came out during this reading of what is it that you're not seeing, or what's taking place behind the scenes. And it says that there are some hidden truths. There are some fears that you have of things maybe repeating, of the relationship failing and not succeeding, maybe repeating mistakes of the past. But you're being asked to listen to the whispers of your heart. Listen to the truth of your heart, not the mind. Come into your heart space and see the truth. Be in the present moment, not in the mind of the past, in the ghost of the past. We have Mars with passion. And it's hot, vitality, action. But there can also be lust and anger. And then we have attraction. So perhaps in the past, when being asked to reassess a situation or to understand where our fears of lack and unworthiness or things repeating, it's going within, taking that time to pause, to reflect and question our motives, or to question our fears and to understand where they come from, or what's motivating us, what's holding us back, what's inspiring us, take what applies to the situation that you're in. But there's this beautiful passion that I see in the relationship that you have with this individual. But it's making sure that we're not in a relationship just because we're, the individual is like hot, you know what I mean? If it's a surface shallow, if it's just it's the energy. If there's no substance to the individual, it's only a sexual tension and attraction, a physical attraction, versus where you want a relationship where the individual, you can communicate on the same level, you like the same physical things, as far as, like your activities, like hiking, walks on the beach, similar types of music, same values, same ideals. You connect emotionally, you can connect mentally with one another, you get each other, Are you connecting on a spiritual level? What are your spiritual beliefs? Do they mesh well? And it's trying to blend the souls together and have this mutual attraction where it's easy to join in unity, versus it's only a sexual connection that we have. And it's great to have that. Everybody needs to have chemistry in a relationship. That's that passion, that desire, but that can't sustain a long-term relationship. That isn't something that's foundational. That's just the impulses. That's our, that's chemicals and chemistry and pheromones. Most of us want a relationship that's on a deeper level, not a surface level, that's only physical touch. That's the only thing that's pleasing in the relationship. In order for something to be long-lasting, there has to be something more substantial where you connect on so many levels, and there's more ways to connect with an individual than just in the way of, a physical touch, okay? So it's analyzing and questioning those things. Is there a real connection with this individual, or are we just attracted to the physical? All right? And in our past and our youth, that's definitely what drives us. Our hormones are crazy, and so, and especially boys, right? And we learn from those experiences as we get older. We learn that the individual, like getting to know somebody, is so much more than just a physical relationship. It has to be, you have to communicate a lot. You have to express yourself a lot. You have to be vulnerable. You have to share yourself. You have to share your fears. You have to share and trust that they're going to be gentle and nurturing with your fears and understanding of your fears, and not use them to manipulate you or control you, or to break your heart with them, and it takes time to get to know someone. So there's a lot of patience. There should be a lot of courting, a lot of late night conversations and connections, so that you can see if it's something that's long lasting and worth fighting for. You don't want to play games with an individual anymore. That's, childhood games. Those are teenager games. You want something more serious. And we have self-love. I love that for you. Pile number 3. focused on desires of the heart, self-worth, expansion, and manifesting. Okay, so this is about loving yourself, setting those healthy boundaries, knowing your worth, knowing that you deserve happiness, you deserve that support, that respect, that unconditional love, the strength of another person. When you don't have the energy or when you're ill, you can depend on them. They're not putting you down or shaming you in some kind of way. They're supportive, they inspire you, they light your fire, you light each other's fire, you inspire one another, they encourage you to be better and to enjoy life again and to see the possibilities and the potentials. That's that beautiful, blessed relationship that everybody desires and wants in their life. And so it's learning to know your worth and your value and not settling for, empty promises and words that don't match the actions. It's setting those healthy boundaries and saying, no, you tell me this, but you don't do that. That's not somebody who's in an alignment with their truth. That's somebody who's just telling you what you want to hear and doing what they want. So you want somebody whose actions are matching their words. What they tell you is what they do, and they mean what they say because their actions follow through with it. That's somebody in alignment with their truth, okay? We have the lion. Woo! Harness the loyal and protective aura of the lion and charge ahead magnificently. Look at that. Okay, so there's this yes, roar. Set those healthy boundaries. Connect to your heart, your intuition, know your worth, have courage and confidence in yourself and your abilities, in this relationship, in the relationship that you have with yourself, being able to see the truth, know the truth, feel the truth, hear the truth, and to stand up for yourself when somebody's trying to, make you feel like you are undeserving or less than that love that you deserve. We have judgment. Soul searching will bring inner peace to many areas of your life. See, I feel like this is, it's in your cards to have that soul connection, to have that beautiful relationship that you are deserving and desiring. But it's being wise of who is deserving of your heart so that you don't have to feel like you are abandoned and alone. And the more you can reassure yourself that you are loved, that you're worthy, and that you're not settling for less than you deserve, you're going to have this individual who sees that love and that value because you know your worth and your value, and they will recognize it and they will honor it and respect it. They will appreciate it. You're setting the standard of your worth by tolerating, what people give you and saying, yes, I'll take that. I'll put up with that. I'll settle for that because that's all I'm worth. And it's setting those healthy boundaries. I mean, it's not saying that people don't make mistakes, but when it's over and over and over and it's the same story, they are not going to change. So the only control that you have is you making that choice, you deciding if you're going to keep tolerating it, if you want to keep sitting in the same space, these same feelings, or are you going to set those healthy boundaries, cut the cords with having these types of relationships with people who don't see your worth and your value. Start learning to love yourself, setting healthy boundaries, knowing your worth, and having that intention for that relationship, and not settling for something that's not giving you that love and that respect that you deserve. And we have Lady Venus for your final card that says downloads and understanding. Truth is being revealed. Deep insights are coming from heaven and the astral realm. Okay, so you're going to be receiving some downloads, some insight. There's this new understanding, new truth of yourself and about this relationship and about what you deserve, okay? Lady Venus, that is a feminine energy, divine feminine energy. And it's when we tune into the divine feminine, it's being open and receptive. It's sitting on that throne and making that choice of who is the suitor for me, who is the right person for me. And it's not coming from a place of ego-ness, of I'm better than everybody and bow before me or anything like that. No, it is who is willing to share their heart with me, who is going to protect my heart, who's going to nurture my heart if I give it to them. Are they just going to drop it and kick it around and be very careless and break it? Or are they going to help me nurture it and grow it? Are they going to respect it? Are they going to handle it with care? It's looking for that individual who is, your better half almost, it's not your better half, but that's what they say, but it is your other half, somebody who values you and loves you, and it comes from you learning to love yourself and you valuing yourself, not to settle for anything less, okay? Pull them weeds out, get those fears and doubts out, pile number 3. It's time for you to bloom, time for you to shine your light, time for you to choose that flower that you want to pollinate, See yourself as the butterfly who's transforming, and you're choosing which flower in the garden you want to pollinate. Who's the right one for you? Alright, so let me get you one more card to close your reading. We have welcoming happiness. Look at her arms wide open to this beautiful light coming in. Divine love is manifesting in me, through me, and around me. It attracts all that I need for the benefit of my soul. As I work to increase my inner light, I evolve into an emanation of love and joy. Today I reap and welcome the happiness and the beauty of all that I have sown. Oh my God, I love it. And it just connected to our garden here. Sow seeds of love and worth and happiness and deservingness within your own heart, within your personal soil. Turn your focus within, shine your light into your heart space, into any fears and doubts. Shine your beautiful, strong, this is that lioness energy, not tolerating any BS, ain't playing no games. I know my worth and my value, and I deserve it. And you do. Pile number 3, welcome in this happiness that is growing within. Okay, you guys, that is what you don't see coming, taking place behind the scenes, this happy ending of strength, love, and a potential happy relationship. Very successful. All right, you guys, if this reading resonated with you, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. If you don't know what to say, just let me know. Pile number 3 was your reading. Please like and subscribe so you know when I come out with future content. And I hope you guys have a blessed day. Y'all take care.